Here we are.
Back again.
We are back from e-commerce day, and what a hoot.
I think it went pretty well. What do you think?
I think it was amazing. Actually, the turnout was insane. I think there's over 2,000 people registered. Man, great sponsors, great speakers. We connected with some really smart people, and man, for a virtual event, it's definitely the best virtual event I've ever been part of.
Huge shout out to the e-commerce day team as well as the Hopin platform. I mean, especially in these times of COVID, we're all missing events and the opportunity to connect professionally and personally. And the Hopin platform was really great because it's probably the closest I've ever seen to an in-person event where you're able to interact with attendees, break out into keynote speeches, check out expo booths. So definitely a learning curve to have that in the virtual setting, but bravo.
For us, we had a little scare on our side, on the technical side, when we got kicked off. Got to bring this one up.
So can I tell the story?
Go
okay. So we have been setting up our YouTube studio here for about a month and getting really excited because John and I are both big YouTube nerds. And we're really excited to share all that we're doing at NextLeft via YouTube here with you guys. But we had e-commerce day as sort of our launch. And in order to connect to the Hopin platform, we got online. We were ready to go. We were excited to share all of our wisdom.
We were nervous, very nervous.
But we were also nervous.
First time.
Yeah. And we get online and John's Snapchat filter on his laptop has us as talking potato spuds.
Yeah, my heart started pounding. I'm like, are we going to be potatoes?
We thought we were going to present SEO as talking potato spuds.
Yeah, the event, man, Phil, the whole team at e-commerce day ran a great event. Amazing speakers. So like Rebecca Minkoff here.
She was awesome.
She was definitely the highlight for me.
I didn't know what to expect. I'm not really a huge purse girl, but I'm pretty sure it's purses, right? So I didn't really know what to expect from Rebecca, but holy cow, what a fierce leader. I mean, she had such great advice to share with anybody that's a business leader or an e-commerce pioneer. And also just some really wonderful tidbits of thought leadership in there that I know plenty of people, including myself, really enjoyed hearing and listening in on.
Yep, definitely. Very down to earth as well, which is rare, I think, for people at her level. So super impressed.
Yeah,
it was
definitely.
Great. And then we also had Christina Warner from Facebook, Samantha from Shopify.
Who we've seen several times.
Who we've seen several times. She did a great job moderating as well as just always great on these events. And then also with Google with Kate Wilson. She was awesome.
She was.
I watched her presentation. It was super interesting about the future of online shopping.
And here's the thing. If you're trying to get on e-commerce or if you're on e-commerce, this is a fantastic event for learning. I mean, we saw all different types of attendees that were in attendance of this event. And I couldn't help but realize that like how much of direct access they had to these amazing sponsors and speakers where you could literally be listening to a keynote from Rebecca Minkoff and then go into an expo booth with Google or Shopify or whoever it was and ask direct questions and have a live video chat. I mean, that I don't even know that you get that kind of exclusivity normally in a physical event.
Not usually.
Yeah.
No, it's great. And so definitely we had a good time as well. Some yeah, like Alexa's saying here, we had very different levels of questions as well. So there's a large range of attendees from people just starting out to people that are very experienced. So some cool questions. We can share some of those highlights. So we presented a teardown of, which if you saw our intro video, but we shared a teardown of Allbirds website, really focused on the SEO side. And man, great findings. We had great feedback from the attendees. There's lots of people watching us, and we had a great time.
And this was the first of many that's to come. John and I have been talking about this for a while, that this is what we typically do for clients, are these audits and these site teardowns. We call them site teardowns. It's essentially looking at your site and taking a look from an SEO perspective of how your site is functioning from the technical side, how we can help build relevance and authority, and taking a look at real opportunities and places to help win online. So it was a great opportunity to kind of test this out. And I think from my perspective, I think we definitely should keep doing this.
So definitely some room for improvement, but we're going to continue this and start sharing our knowledge, and some people from the team here as well. We're excited to really just provide value for everyone watching and be consistently here for you guys.
What were some of the biggest insights you think? Because there's always, whenever we do a site audit, every site is unique and different, right? But from Allbirds, specifically why we chose this one too, we should say, is that we were looking for a mega brand that was on the Shopify platform, the Shopify platform, because Shopify was a huge sponsor, and we figured there was going to be some Shopify attendees. And also a brand that was aligned with social good. So Allbirds is a B corporation that's both providing a great product, a really great shoes, but they're also promoting social good, protecting the environment, doing the best they can to be a conscientious company. So we chose them for obvious reasons. And what we were looking at is what does a mega brand miss? Because we were seeing this a lot, right? Like these big brands that you would think they have all their things tightened up. Well, yeah, on many levels they do. It's a sexy brand. It looks great. The site is awesome. But on the digital marketing strategy, when we really get in the weeds there, we're seeing some clear opportunities and some gaps where they could be doing way bigger business. And a lot of it just comes down to that grassroots digital marketing strategy and getting some SEO in there, some content marketing, building up link equity. So we went over all of that in our audit.
Yeah.
And we will post the replay as well if you're interested and you hear this and you go, well, Alexa, that sounds great. Let me see the freaking video. Don't worry. We're going to post it for you. So like, what was one of the biggest insights from a techie side or from an SEO side that you thought was the most surprising when it came to the site?
Oh, for Allbirds?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So let's call it from a content marketing side, I think the biggest finding here was something that we'll show here actually on here. So we can kind of share here just a little sneak peek. But one of the big findings was that most of the search volume and traffic was coming from the brand. And I was insanely impressed at how much brand volume and how much brand search volume is going on.
Especially at that size of a company. Yeah.
When we were setting this up, I asked family members and friends and stuff. A lot of people haven't heard of Allbirds.
Wow.
But obviously, it's a very, very popular brand. And so the other one is just, man, how much opportunity they're sitting on for those non-brand searches. So
I mean, I think that kind of wraps it up. Kind of talks about everything we saw. All in all, e-commerce day, definitely want to still be a part of it. Definitely looking forward to the next event.
For sure.
Totally. Yep. And we're going to post our video with the full audit later this week on YouTube. So be on the lookout for that. And also be on the lookout for the next e-commerce day. If you listen to this and said, wow, that event sounds great, it's probably for me, or even just want to get a sense of a great virtual event on your end, if you're planning one or going to be a part of one soon, be on the lookout for that. Yep. And lastly, if you would like us to perform an audit on your site, drop us your site URL in the comments below. Do it. Yeah, and also if you're interested in following us, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is very on. Subscribe, pound the like button. And pound it? Jesus, John. Pound it. Hulk slam our subscribe button. Yeah, do that. You got to do that. It's super important. And also, we're going to be continuously putting out, like we said, content around e-commerce. Yeah. Real big focus on that, digital marketing. And so if you enjoy these types of videos, and they're definitely going to improve. You think? Be strong.